And Star Wars Galaxy Hero fans, this is HK58, and I'm going to have a unique little video today, talking about a possible rework on Bronzium data cards, as well as a new store shipment thing. Yeah. So obviously, right now I'm going to claim this one. So earlier today, I did my dailies, and I ended up having up to 2,000 something ally points, which is quite a bit, especially since I used crystals to do a refresh for uh, mod farming, which is always nice. It's always nice farming for mods uh, when you really need them. Oh, speaking of which, haha. So, first off, I have a couple of um, farms that I did. One was talking about the fact of changing the Bronzium packs, or at least adding more to it. I will say that this is just a little. I did this back in March when my experience wasn't as much as it is now, especially since I think it was like April when I did the. What was it? This tab. Yeah, April. I had a little bit more knowledge for the new store. So first, I want to just like to glance over the fact of this idea of improving the Bronzium store. Don't get me wrong, we did recently, around the time we got Thrawn, or a little bit, or around the time we got the Phoenix leaders, or the Phoenix squad, we got an update for the shards. So if you get a character and you already have them, they give you a little bit more shards. So like one star was usually 7, but now you get 10, and it kind of like a roundup effect, which is really nice. It was very handy to actually have that happen, to where we can actually have more access to um, more shards. It's always nice to have those extra shards when you have like you do. You say you have 3,000 ally points. You use them up in the Bronzium packs, and boom, you get probably like 35 to 45 shards shards, or even 55 shards between 2 to 3 different characters, and so you get a ton of shard currency. So that's always nice. So I'm just going to scroll through, what you can see on the screen, suggestions on a little bit of improvement. So like the gear amounts, the white gear, and of course when they get to like probably blue, purple, and then obviously gold, they'll be salvage instead of the actual thing, even though there are some purple gear, because some of the purple gear is also raid gear, which I don't know why they have two different colors. It's kind of beyond me, but hey, it works. Some of the raid gear could be, because the chance, especially if you add more and more stuff to it, the chances kind of go down of you actually getting a full piece of raid gear. So it really never hurts if you did get a full piece of raid gear, like a Carbonti. Especially since they do want to, improve the fact that of getting it, because there may be speculations that a new level up max cap is coming up. So yeah, that's why I suggest, these are the amounts you can get. Like white gear, even though a lot of people have tons of some white gear, there's still some that I think, I don't know if I can find any right off, but like there are some white gear pieces that I only have like 8 of and 4 of, because it's the most used of all the white gear. Maybe I'll get lucky. Oh, no, no. Like, I have all these. They're in the 400s, 300s, 100s. Yeah, like this one. Because this one's used a lot for, like, crafting and into other material. I mean, other gear, sorry. Excuse me. And so you use it a lot. And yeah, there's times I'll take one of my bonus energies of like 45 plus whatever I built up between the last time I was on, and knock out getting like good 20 of these, and then they're gone within the next week or so. So that's why I'm saying, if they do white gear, they could always increase the chances of amount you get it between 1 and 5. And then obviously you can see the green gear, blue gear, and then purple gear. Especially since all the white gear is mostly not salvage. It's always the green, blue, and purple and gold gear that have salvage and or that actual full crafted gear. So the credits in the so these are like the credits, droids, shipbuilding material, and stuff like that. These ones I can see where they can increase them a little bit. Don't get me wrong. I know they've recently, in the last few months, within the last 2 to 3 months or so, they increased the amount of credits you get. Or it was like 3 or 4 months from the Galactic War, and that was great. They also added ship droids, building material, and that was great. But it never hurts to actually, use a random bronzium and boom, you get like 18,000. Training droids, yeah, those are some nice additions to getting some more. I suggest, I would always suggest getting it to where there's more than just 5 at a time, especially like 1-star droids. You kind of use them quite a bit. Shipbuilding, well, you can use a lot of training droids if you're some people. I have thousands built up, but if I ever get like maybe like 16 or 20 million or even 40 million of credits built up, I'll probably run through all these, a good chunk of my droids. Shipbuilding materials, kind of similar. I also think it'd be kind of nice, both those and the credits be level up based on the level you get. Like 1 to 25, you get 500 to 1500, and then it just kind of scales up. 80 to 95, just in case, or they could go, they could actually increase these a little bit more. Something to like maybe 20,000. Be nice to get 20,000 at a time. Get a 20,000 and a 10,000, you get 30,000. It kind of helps you, especially when you just used up all your credits and you're down to like 20,000 credits. Ability materials, the same with the ships, except I forgot. I could also see that they could always add omegas as well. The ship omegas and then the regular character omegas. But really, another thing I wish to see added is like characters. Add some more characters as well as ship. I call it ship shards, but the proper term is ship blueprints. But yeah, like adding these in would allow everyone to get a little bit more options out of the packs, the bronzium packs. Even though it is nice to, if you do have practically every character maxed out, you end up just using it straight into the shard shop. But it's always nice to add a few extra ones, like some of the ones I've listed. I think I don't have it added because, well, I have Bastan, but I don't have Peo or whatever. But you can always, I know I'm suggesting some not played characters, but I'm also suggesting some actual played characters. Like right now, because I don't have bays, I use Scarif Rebel Pathfinder as my tank. Because I also don't have 7-star Shore Trooper, and I still need to gear Shore Trooper up. But yeah, I have all these different characters in here because it'd be kind of nice to actually get more. Some of them, maybe later on down the road to be added. And that is basically the talking of, the bronzium packs. Yeah, down here in the same chat, I also did the gear donations, like change the amount of guild gear donations, so you can kind of donate some more and get some more. But that was kind of nice. So that's that one. The other one, I think it was this one. Yeah, it was a month later. I thought, you know what? Why not add a new shop to use ally points? And everyone's going to be like, oh, why do we need another shop? Well, I actually personally like the idea of adding another shop. Because a couple of the characters, like, let's look at this. For the ship store, you have Zamwazel and Tusken Shaman. It was great to add them in, even though they're not played characters or commonly used characters. Even though, Tusken Shaman does have some uniques to her healing ability, hers, whatever. And Zamwazel's kind of unique too, but they're just taking up spaces for pilots or even ship shards, or, well, really just pilot shards. And so I was like, well, let's make another one to use ally points. And up here it does say that it'd be nice to see, 1,000. I can see the cost for 5 shards be around 1,000, 1,200. I can even see it at 800. And maybe even some characters that are never really picked up on, like, say, Mob Enforcer, Corsa Underworld Police. They can go just be 400, the normal 400 for 5 shards, because they won't really be picked up, and it would give you a little bit more of a free to play players some more characters to farm, like even boosting their Talia, Ewok Scout, Lobot. Yeah, here's Pow, so like he could be added. I also suggest adding Wedge in here, and a few others to make it so that they can be more viable to be. Oh, okay, I'm just gonna pick them up this way. Because if you do at least 1 to 2 refreshes of, at least 1 to 2 refreshes a day, you're going to get probably, well, especially in the, not the Canteen store, but the mod stores and stuff, well, in Cantina as well, you're going to get like up to 2,000 shards. So it'll give you a chance to, use them up throughout the day. And because there's going to be probably a few refreshes, probably like maybe every 6 hours or every 12 hours, they could do a refresh of these, probably more every 6 hours to the stores, and maybe have the cost of crystals be a little higher because it is more free to play or something. I don't know. Something to where it allows us to, like, say, get Wedge a little easier, Geonosian Spy, some of the other characters. Like, I even added the TIE Fighter Pilot and TIE Fighter, or First Order. And, of course, their costs are like 1,100 for 5 shards, but I can still see those being in the area. Now I can. Back then I was just, finding a way to where you could use ally points, because I don't know the value of ally points versus a character shard, other than, random, they get stuff randomly through the Bronzium packs. But yeah, I like the idea of just having it to where we have a little more choices. I also suggested taking some of these characters out of other stores so that you can fit more in. So if the developers say they want to hit a limit, so you're not scrolling forever just to find the character you want, this is a way to move those to another store, and within the future time, especially ship store, because you can add pilots in there. Like, you can see Wedge a little bit more, or maybe General Grievous or a few other characters a little bit more. But outside of that, a couple of these just would be great to throw in here, and I could see a few more. And I also suggested having training droids, enhancement droids, and a few other items in this shop to, help the free-to-play players. Like even having like 400 shards for 100,000 credits, or 400, and I don't know, something random like that, just to give a little more credits early on. Maybe not that much. Maybe like 400 for 50,000 credits, or 35,000 credits. Something to actually give us a little more credit, or like early on gives earlier players a little more credits, because there was a time where going through my level up from beginning of last year, around March, I started January, February, March time frame. I started playing this game, and I was building up credits crazy, and I was running out of droids. Then I got to a point where I was running out of ton. I was saving my droids because I kept running out of crystals. And then it kind of, played back and forth. And now I'm to the point where I'm always out of money because mods came in since then. And and they've also had that level cap. So you have to spend like 5-6 million just to get a character from level 1 to level 85. That's a lot of credits. But still, it is nice to actually have, the credit boosts that we do have. But really, early on, maybe they have like a credit amount you can get, and then when it gets a little later on, it costs like maybe 3,000 ally points for like 150,000 credits or something, if you really want to go that route. I don't know, something, but like I said, mainly I thought of this store just for the character shards, to add some characters that are not even in there, because some characters are still pretty hard to get for some people because not everyone's going to pay attention to the meta. They're just going to play for fun, play to collect the characters, and speeding up some free-to-play characters that are never even touched, like Lobot, Talia, some of the Ewoks. You know, maybe even some of the Ewoks can be moved in here. It gives players a chance to have more options to play, especially if they did the option to update the Bronzium store or Bronzium card packs and the Ally Point store. It would give you a choice. Do I want to spend my day going all Bronzium packs, maybe get a different character, or coming in here and just farming characters the old-fashioned way? Because obviously they're going to cost a bit more since Ally Points are like super easy to get compared to like Cantina currency. So yeah, that's my thought on Ally Points. So I want see what you guys think. Do you think it'd be worth doing? I didn't get a lot of. I'm not going to show the comments, but I didn't get a lot of some people said, hey, this is a good idea. Some people said it's not, but you're always going to get that. But we'll see if the developers decide to do this, and if not. But all right, this is HK858, and you guys have a wonderful day.